Why am I a dating coach? Because women are afraid to get married. Why are women afraid to get married? Because what if I get married and I'm not treated right? True, okay. The guy is also saying the same thing, right? कि यार मुझे लड़की अच्छी चाहिए. लड़कियाँ भी बोल रही मुझे लड़का अच्छा चाहिए. So are we today saying that there is no one अच्छा? Now I don't need you. I don't need men. When you know a man has to feel needed because men are put on earth to serve women.
How do you identify, is this a real connection or not?
Love is not something that you look for outside.
सबसे difficult आज तक क्या था जिससे आपने भी कुछ सीख लिया?
Fear of rejection. A lot of times मूवी में भी दिखाते पता है कि यार हिम्मत करके बोल दे अपने दिल की बात, बोल दे अपने दिल की बात. हाँ वो रिस्क है एंड हम वो रिस्क कैरी करते हैं इन अ रिलेशनशिप एंड वो हमेशा से रहा है.
तो किस तरीके से फिर आप उनको गाइड करती हैं?
The mantra that I tell them is rejection is redirection.
What is love in today's time?
It is so romanticized, the idea of nostalgia everywhere कि यार वो दिन चाहिए, लेकिन आज का क्या? It's about the perception which we have created as a society कि अरे यार मत करो शादी, क्योंकि शादी में मैंने तो बस sacrifice ही किया है, मैंने तो compromise ही किया है, right? Marriage was never for love. So I often see that when women go out on dates, they are chasing and looking for a spark. Where is that spark? Where is that special feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, if my husband wants me to say, serve him breakfast every morning, okay, he is buying the groceries and it's so predictable, no? झगड़ा किस पे करूँ मैं?
सही बात है. So if a couple feels stuck or unhappy, where should they begin fixing things?
Hi, this is Mansi Shade, a love and dating coach, and you're watching me on Fit Tak.
Hi, this is Bhavna and welcome to yet another episode on Fit Tak. Today, we are going to be talking about a subject which you, me, everyone is going to relate to. Now, imagine you like someone, but you cannot really confess to them. आप एक कमिटमेंट में आ भी गए तो भी एफर्ट्स कंसिस्टेंट आप नहीं डाल पा रहे हैं. अब उसी में अगर कभी कभी ऐसे सिचुएशन हो जाता है कि कुछ सीरियस होने ही लगता है एंड आप विड्रॉ कर लेते हैं या फिर आप गोस्ट कर देते हैं. अब ये सभी चीज़ें कमिटमेंट इशू है या मॉडर्न डेटिंग आज के टाइम पे इतनी कंफ्यूजिंग हो चुकी है? वेल, ऑल ऑफ दीज क्वेश्चंस दैट वी ऑल हैव, आई हैव समवन हु विल बी explaining it to us in a simple and practical language. Well, if you're wondering who is it, I have Mansi Sheth, the love and dating relationship coach for women. And let's give her firstly a huge welcome, a warm welcome on yet another episode of Problem Kya Hai on Fit Tak. Firstly, a huge welcome, Mansi. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. It's so good to be here.
It is. I think, like I said in my introduction itself, ये ऐसा subject है, dating, relationships. आज के टाइम पे everyone is going to relate to it. But I want to firstly start with you because आपकी ये जो series है, Let's Get You Married. I want to know, एक तो ये start भी पहले कहाँ से हुआ, क्या idea था? What kind of intrigued you कि you thought, let me start something like this on social media?
So it's been a couple of years that I have been creating content on Instagram, and not just that, I've been actually working, coaching women, okay? And I see day in, day out women coming in with problems, and they come in with career problems, they come in with, mindset problems. And at the core of everything was a lack of connection that they deeply felt, but they could not speak about it.
Right.
Okay. And when I dig deeper into it, I identified that, they do want to get married, but they don't know the new rules of dating. They don't know the new rules of relationships, and they are scared. And so I wanted to start this open dialogue on the platform with the people, educate women, and make it very common knowledge that, it's not so easy and your struggle is real and I feel it.
So educate me a little. What are the new rules of dating? Because मुझे हमेशा से लगा था कि मतलब वही तो होता है, मतलब love of course is essential, but apart from that, tell me what are the new rules of dating?
So we have to go back, that to understand that love itself is not enough, and we have been hearing about this in multiple ways from different places. But the context here is that if I want to get married to someone, okay, I just don't want to date because dating can happen. But if I want to get married to someone, I need to be very intentional about it. I can't just keep looking out for that one person, that one feeling.
Okay.
Right? I need to be intentional that, okay, I want to get married. I want to embrace myself. And in the current modern era that we are living in right now, it is not like our parents' times. Okay, it's so very different where
Yeah.
we are more educated. So I see relationship as a way of opening our emotional doors. Right? And to open that emotional doors, we need to have emotional skills,
Okay.
which we are not equipped with really, right? So if I say, okay, this is the rule, no, I don't believe in those kind of rules, but I believe in a change of perception
Right.
in people.
Right.
That what is the approach that I'm going to take towards this now? What's the perception that I'm going to work with? That is what I want to change.
तो जैसे if someone like a modern day or a young person is coming to you और वो आपसे पूछ रही है या फिर she is trying to be vulnerable and share her inner thoughts about dating or marriage or relationships, तो how do you deal with that? Because जैसे आपने कहा इमोशनल स्किल्स होना इम्पॉर्टेंट है, बट कभी कभी सिर्फ वही इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं होता, बिकॉज उस पर एक्ट कैसे करना है वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है, राइट? हाउ डू यू ट्रीट एवरी person, because everyone's emotional wavelength is very different. सबसे डिफिकल्ट आज तक क्या था जिससे आपने भी कुछ सीख लिया?
Fear of rejection. Okay? Because it takes courage to put yourself out there. ठीक है? जब हम वर्चुअली नहीं डेट करते थे, जब हमारे पास ऑनलाइन डेटिंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स नहीं थे, हम जाते थे बाहर, हम किसी फ्रेंड के फ्रेंड को पसंद करते थे या फ्रेंड के भाई को पसंद करते, बहन को पसंद करते हैं. सो लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स मूवी में भी दिखाते, पता है कि यार हिम्मत करके बोल दे अपने दिल की बात, बोल दे अपने दिल की बात. एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इवन राइट नाउ, द करेज टू गो एंड स्पीक योर हार्ट आउट, टू बी वल्नरेबल. ओके, एक तो बिहाइंड स्क्रीन्स इट हैज नाउ बिकम वेरी ईजियर एंड कंफर्टेबल फॉर मी टू नॉट बी वल्नरेबल, बिकॉज इफ दिस पर्सन इज आस्किंग मी अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन, I'm going to ghost that person.
I can choose not to react.
And people find power in it, and that's a very sad part according to me. That's not your power. Your power is in actually showing that courage to say, hey, I don't like you and I don't see this going ahead anywhere, so all the best and goodbye. Okay? And power isn't saying that, hey, I really liked you, but I see that you are not into commitment right now, so I need to let this go. Goodbye. There is so much power in speaking your heart out, but we are afraid of being rejected. What if I say, मैंने बोल दिया उनको कि मुझे आप पसंद हो, लेकिन उन्होंने मुझे प्यार नहीं दिया सामने, तो हाँ वो रिस्क है, एंड हम वो रिस्क कैरी करते हैं इन अ रिलेशनशिप, एंड वो हमेशा से रहा है.
रिस्क तो खैर हर ही चीज़ में, हर प्रोफेशन में, चाहे आप प्रोफेशनल फ्रंट में जाओ, पर्सनल फ्रंट में जाओ, तो किस तरीके से फिर आप उनको गाइड करती हैं ताकि वो एटलीस्ट इफ़ नथिंग एल्स वो एक फर्स्ट स्टेप ले towards that commitment? Maybe it will not work out, who knows, but at least वो फर्स्ट स्टेप ले, उसके लिए किस तरीके से गाइड करती हैं फिर आप उनको?
मैं उनके रेजिस्टेंसेस पे काम करती हूँ. जैसे कि ये फियर है, वैसे भी और बिलीव्स होते हैं कि यार क्या पता, मतलब तो पता चलता है कि यार कहीं ना कहीं उसके साथ पहले ऐसा कुछ हुआ है. Right? So in your past experiences, you have experienced something like that, because of which your heart is shut, you're closed down. That no, I don't want to try it again. So I encourage, I hold space, I guide them. That ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे करके देखो, ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे करके देखो, शायद ये वाला चल जाए तुम्हारे लिए. And नहीं चलेगा तो क्या हो गया, हम figure out कर लेंगे. Right? The mantra that I tell them is rejection is redirection. Stop taking it personally. That person is not rejecting you. That person is just rejecting the idea of what potentially can happen between you both.
True. But is it a difficult talk to take place even? Because I know rejection as a word in itself carries such a heartbreaking nuance to it.
Nahi Bhavna, in my work, I do it very comfortably with women, and I create a space where they are so comfortable to open up with me, so they don't feel like कि यार ये कैसे मैं मानसी को बताऊँ, ये कैसे मैं बोलूँ कि मुझे डर. That's the least of our concerns. We go to problems which are far deeper than the initial fear of rejection, of how they have been attached with their parents, how they have been attached with their partners, what is the difficult experience they have had in love. So when when you hold a space for someone, and especially coming from a very non-judgmental, non-biased person, right?
Yeah.
I don't know them, I don't know where they come from, I'm not going to share it with their friends or family.
True.
So it becomes actually easier for them to open up to me.
बट जैसे आपने कहा जजमेंटल स्पेस से नहीं आ रहे हैं इसलिए इट बिकम्स ईजियर फॉर एवरीवन टू ओपन अप एंड आई अग्री टू दैट बट वी आर ऑल्सो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स राइट आई मीन एंड आई फील लाइक एट सम पॉइंट वी डू the personal judgment of a person's character or morality it does come into play. For example I'm giving you कि कोई एक person आया है आपने एक pattern observe किया है कि वो बार बार अपने ex से attached है भले ही toxic relationship है but वो फिर भी वहीं पे जा रही है. Now as a human being you want to stop them but also as a coach now I don't know how do you handle that wherein you know that maybe there's more to this than just what we are seeing.
Of course, yeah.
Then is time pe because if you ask me as a layman I would just be like why is she going back to her ex all the time, but as a coach how do you observe these things?
So when a person keeps going back to their ex again and again, they are actually reliving a potential, a fantasy again and again. They are not looking at the reality of what it is right now. We always try to chase nostalgia. राइट
मूवीज में भी अभी तक
हाँ कि यार मुझे ना वो वाला वेट वापस चाहिए, मुझे वो वाले दिन वापस चाहिए, राइट? अवर इट इज सो रोमांटिसाइज्ड द आइडिया ऑफ नॉस्टैल्जिया एवरीवेयर कि यार वो दिन चाहिए, लेकिन आज का क्या? Where are we today? Where are you right now? So the first mirror that I show them is that I agree that initial 3-4 months you had amazing chemistry, you had a honeymoon phase, you were in love and you were like, you know, all over the place. But then what now? Right? Where are you right now? And where do you want to go? Does this fit into your future idea of where you want to go? And when you start bridging this gap, I activate their logical mind, their execution brain, which tells them that, okay, yeah, I think she makes sense. I mean, this is not working out. And ये चाहे जितना भी friends बोले, वो नहीं कर पाते हैं because friends तो हाँ तुम्हें क्या पता, like you know we come from that place. But when you have specially gone to someone for coaching, you are like trusting them, then the whole game is very different because then she trusts me to guide her well, right? And if I gently start to show her that yeah good, that was like nice, okay, but then look at this and look at that, and that's where the whole courage part comes in picture, that do you have the courage? And that's what I help them build, that let's build the courage to move on. Let's build the trust factor to move on from those aspects. We work on forgiveness because I also believe that everyone who comes in our life comes for a specific reason, purpose. What is the lesson that this person was trying to teach you? Have you learned that lesson? So when I have these conversations openly with them, they also feel like, yeah, this makes sense to me. And yeah, I think that वो type of conversations ना parents कर पाते हैं ना friends कर पाते हैं.
It's difficult. बट जैसे आपने कहा कि व्हाट अबाउट प्रेजेंट, वी हैव टू लिव इन द प्रेजेंट, बट सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन आजकल प्रेजेंट में लव को लेकर ही होता है कि व्हाट इज़ लव इन टुडेज टाइम, बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया, बिकॉज ऑफ डेटिंग एप्स, बिकॉज ऑफ द नॉस्टैल्जिया दैट वन इज चेजिंग. डेफिनेशंस बदल रहे हैं. जेन ज़ी ने तो काफ़ी बदल दिया है और जेन अल्फा तो और भी ज़्यादा बदल रही है. तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में नाउ हाउ डू यू deal with different generation of women, because we are seeing everyone is seeking some kind of love or some kind of advice when it comes to these things. तो different generation को किस तरीके से deal कर रहे हो अभी आप?
So right now I'm working more with millennials because women who are 30 plus, because I focus specifically on marriage, so it's like, okay, this is high time, I need to come. And what I'm observing is that women below the age of 30 are still trying to like figure out career, figure out this, figure out that, and they're like, no, I have more time. Honestly, I don't think they have a lot of time, but it's about the perception which we have created as a society कि अरे यार मत करो शादी. Like if you see, I observe this, okay, and I'll come to a definition of love which you asked, but I have observed this on Instagram where a few influencers would like go around and ask कि शादी करनी चाहिए कि नहीं करनी चाहिए to a 70-year-old person, right? Now her times were very different. According to her, मत करो शादी क्योंकि शादी में मैंने तो बस sacrifice ही किया है, मैंने तो compromise ही किया है, right? But in today's time that does not really apply. If you are an independent woman, you have money on your hand, you have brains, you have power, you have exposure, which that 70-year-old or 60-year-old person did not have. So it's easier for her to say, oh, don't get married. But what about the companionship that you get when you get married to someone? What about the connection, emotional connection? Because the more we are focusing on work, the more we are focusing on more predictable, guaranteed things like money, like, you know, reaching new heights in our career, we are going away from connection, which is risky, which requires you to be vulnerable, but it's more rewarding.
Okay.
Right? To tell me something, would you rather prefer having, say, 10 crores in your bank account, and I think it's a long standing debate, but 10 crores in your bank account, or at the end of the day you have, say, 5 crores or 1 crores and you still have a partner to come back home to who is going to love you?
Depends on the partner.
Yeah, that's
if the partner
exactly,
is okay,
yes.
then maybe.
Yeah, but that's exactly where we are going wrong. We feel like the opposite person has to be okay. The opposite person has to be good. But what about us? What's the responsibility that we are taking? Because we are, like, the guy is also saying the same thing, right? कि यार मुझे लड़की अच्छी चाहिए. लड़कियां भी बोल रही मुझे लड़का अच्छा चाहिए. So are we today saying that there is no one अच्छा?
That is a question I am going to ask you, because clearly when I am looking at the world, I feel like I am skeptical. Because like you said कि आज relationships की definition बदल चुकी है. आज जो हम जब बात करते हैं कि हमारे parents के ज़माने में ऐसे नहीं हुआ था, because तब choice नहीं थे. Today there is choice. Do you think that has kind of like spoiled us, or at least made us more skeptical towards taking bold decisions or having the courage to take that first step?
See, nothing works if you don't set the context right. Okay, and I'll set the context right here. Marrying for love is only a 200-year-old phenomenon. And in India, it's only a 50-60-year-old phenomenon. वो भी ज़्यादा बोल रही हूँ मैं. ठीक है? Marriage was never for love. So this idea of I want love in my life is fairly new for all of us. It's not that कि पहले जब हम स्टेटस या पैसे या एक ट्रांजैक्शनली शादी करते थे तो ऐसा नहीं था कि people were not empty or people were not lonely or people were not sad. They were. Right now, in the current context, we are trying to find all of that in that one person. And we are hoping कि okay, I feel lonely, I feel empty, I feel sad, I feel unworthy, and now this person has to come from outside and fill all of that void for me. I don't want to do the work. Let that person do the work for me, and then that's the right person.
Okay.
Right? So if you look at things in this context, you will understand that it's not about modern dating, it's not about options. Everything is just amplifying the energy which we are projecting. And as a collective, like this is slightly spiritual that I'm going into, but as a collective, we are all evolving as humans, okay?
Correct.
And as we evolve as humans, there's such open talk about spirituality, about healing that is working on. Why? Because all of us have noticed that there is an emptiness inside of us.
Correct.
Right? Which cannot be filled by an external form of love. So coming back to a definition of what is love. Love is not something that you look for outside. Love is not something that you are expecting from someone else and for someone else to do for you. Love is very internal, deeply personal phenomenon where I say, okay, I am love. I am filled with love. And from that place of an overflow, I am giving it out to everyone else.
So that's a very different perspective, obviously. But I want to know then, what about reciprocation of love? Because बोलते हैं ना कि एक पॉट है, अब उसमें आपने आपके पास जितना लव था आपने सब डाल दिया, बट घड़ा भर भी जाता है, ओवरफ्लो भी हो जाता है और उसके बाद टूट जाता है, राइट? To have that balance, you need reciprocation as well, because that, at least that is what I keep hearing from people around me, कि they feel saturated, they don't have any more love to give because they don't receive enough.
That's true.
Now, how do you deal with that?
So I was also at that place in my life where I'm like, I'm giving too much, because all of us have been sold this idea that to receive love, we need to give love. Okay? And at that point, you start to feel empty because मैं कितना दूँ, right? In the same context of what we have been trained, we have never been taught how to receive love, right? So if someone compliments you, you're like, ये मुझे इतना butter क्यों कर रही है?
True.
Right? We don't end it with, oh yeah, that could be a good thing about me. Thank you so much for pointing it out. I never saw it, right? So I have women coming to me and, talking about Mansi, he's too good to be true. I'm like, why? मेरी बहुत तारीफ करता है यार, उसको मैं wonderful लगती हूँ, उसको मैं amazing लगती हूँ, उसको मैं beautiful लगती हूँ. I'm like, what's the problem with that? And she'll be like, no, how can that happen? No one has told me that before. And here is this person telling you that, but we don't know how to receive. So when you say reciprocation होना चाहिए, most often you are looking for reciprocation from a person who is not willing to give you, and rejecting from a person who is willing to give you.
True. Now, for this, I want to know, because I can relate to it. I see it happening around me all the time, right? But I want to know from you, यहीं पे trust factor भी आ जाता है, because आपका trust इतनी बार शायद टूट चुका है कि अब जब कोई बोल भी रहा है तो आप trust नहीं कर पाते, क्योंकि आपको लग रहा है कि what if this is another episode where which
Tell
will
me
lead
one instance of breaking of trust. How do you define breaking of trust?
No, like, of course, there are so many instances. On the internet, we see so many of these allegations of cheating and like so many things, right? And ये सब ऐसे episodes होते हैं जो एक episode भी आपके पूरे शायद 10 साल के trust building को जो इतना वक्त लगा है उसको एक ही बार में it can really like leave you heartbroken, I'm saying. Then how do you build those things up for people, or how do you make them trust again?
Trust again is an internal phenomenon. Do I trust myself? Because love comes with risk. It does not come without risk. Okay? So if I am married today with my husband, I know he's a very loving husband, but I have trusted him from day one. Why? Because more than I trust him, I trust myself.
Okay.
Okay? So if tomorrow he decides that I don't like you, Mansi, you're too much, I can't take you, I'm going to move on, I completely know that it's his problem, it's not my problem.
Okay.
Okay? Apart from अगर मैं कुछ गलत कर रही हूँ genuinely, like I'm not being present, I'm not giving time, but if I know that okay, I have done these things that I should have been doing, but in spite of that, he does not choose me, he's allowed to. I give people permission. I give people permission, they can choose me or they cannot choose me, but I will not stop choosing myself.
Yeah. How much time did it take, Mansi, to reach this position? Because I feel like it is a very empowering position to be in, where you know that all the power is within yourself instead of giving it to anyone else. But I would like to believe it does take a lot to reach that point in life.
That's your belief, right? It takes a decision to tell yourself that I am more important. And as a society, we see it as selfish. How can you be more important for yourself? Why don't you think about your mom? Why don't you think about your dad? Why don't you think about this boyfriend of yours or this husband of yours, right? But why can't I think about myself? Because at the end, I'm still expecting all of them to look after me. So why can't I be at the upset, right? मैं टॉप पे क्यों नहीं हूँ? और यहाँ पे ही मैंने सीखा था कि यार it's not selfish to prioritize myself. I have to give myself the permission to be selfish if the world sees me as selfish. So for a long time, my family, my husband, everyone would call me selfish. Like, you're so selfish, you just think about yourself. I'm like, yeah, but then I also don't pressurize you to think about me.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So let me be who I am, right? If my husband wants me to say, serve him breakfast every morning, okay, what are you going to do for me that will compensate for it?
Yeah.
And this is a question which we women never ask.
Yeah.
But we silently create resentment. कि यार मैं तो रोज ही ये करती हूँ, ये क्यों नहीं कर सकता मेरे लिए? Whether you're married or you're not married, this exists everywhere.
Do you think this, because it also stems from patriarchy, right? It starts from family, it starts from home, it starts from literally the moment you take birth, it starts from there. And it's a lot of conditioning that needs to be then
broken down,
yeah. But tell me then, do you think this is perhaps one of the biggest reasons, because women now have started choosing themselves, is why marriages are delayed, or perhaps a lot of women today, उनको नहीं लगता कि उनको शादी की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि they feel कि मैं अपने आप में अब I am whole, I don't need anyone else to complete me.
Yeah, and I think that's where a major shift is happening, where I am whole, but the second part, okay, I don't need someone else to complete myself. Amazing. I love that space. Okay. I am myself in that space where I don't need my husband to complete me. But that does not take away the fact that it's good to have a partner with me. In fact, this is what we have been trying to reach at forever, that मैं मस्त हूँ अपनी लाइफ में, okay? तू मस्त रह अपनी लाइफ में, चल मिलते हैं और साथ में भी मस्ती करते हैं. Right? It is such a wonderful place to be in.
Yeah.
But why is the dialogue Bhavna going into that, oh, now I don't need you. I don't need men. And I talk about this on my Instagram as well, where I say that when, a man has to feel needed because men are put on earth to serve women. They are protectors. They are providers. They love serving us. And I'm very pro men all the time. Like, it's not a problem. It's a problem of understanding between the two genders. Right? So men can say, अरे मुझे तो मैं तो cooking के लिए किसी को हायर कर सकता हूँ, मुझे अभी जरूरत नहीं है लड़की की. That's not how we build connection as a society. We are just heading towards a very disconnected society.
Do you think that is also happening? I'm just asking on behalf of all the women. Do you think that is also happening because men, like you said, women are ready to take those steps and they are identifying the power that they hold instead of just being submissive? But men, I feel, again, not all men, but a lot of men are unable to see that shift or are unable to adapt to the new women who are whole in themselves. They perhaps don't need men to do things for them, but they do need men to have emotional intimacy, right? But I feel like patriarchy has ruined men as much as it ruined women. Then how do you deal with that?
See, what we can do as a society is be in the mode of repair. Right? Now, my job is I help women to repair. Okay, if a man comes to me, I will help the man to repair. Right now, I'm helping a woman to repair. कि यार चलो गलती हुई है, सबसे ही हुई है. But that does not mean that we'll have to turn a cold shoulder to everything and just walk away.
Yeah.
Right? Look at this person. He's a nice person. He does not know how to treat you. Teach him how to treat you. He does not know what you want. Tell him what you want. He'll get you that. Right? And this is what most women don't want to do. They are like, no, why? Why should I do it? And I was also a part of it once upon a time when I'm like, okay, I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to earn my own money. I know how to set my own house. Okay? I don't need you. You need me.
I don't think in today's term one can say, I don't need you or you don't need me. It's more like, let's do it together.
Yeah.
But the problem here is, and it comes from personal experience, I'm saying, the problem here is that together, again, a lot is only expected from the woman and not the man. I'm asking, this is going to turn into a personal therapy session, but really, I want to know, how do you deal with these? Because I'm sure women come to you, आपको आके ये सब पूछते होंगे.
So I'll take you to the core of it, okay? Why am I a dating coach? Because women are afraid to get married. Why are women afraid to get married? Because what if I get married and I'm not treated right? True. Okay. Or what if I get married and he's not the right person for me? Or, there are these n number of resistances which come in the picture. कि यार ये इसके लिए नहीं हो रहा. And precisely what I'm trying to bridge is the gap over there, that you have the power, you have the control to do things or not to do things.
Yeah.
Okay. Say for example, what will he do? He will not maybe take care of you or not pamper you, right? You treat yourself that way. Okay, let him see how you treat yourself. Rather than sitting in the home and expecting him to, why is he not texting me? Why is he not calling me? Why is he not asking me for a date? Stop with all of that chatter in your head. Take power in your hands and you're like, okay, this guy is not asking me out. I'll go with that guy who's asking me out. I'll go with this. I'll go out. I'll go on my own. I'll go with my friends. When we start to open ourselves up in that way, there is someone who is willing to be there for you. We need to recognize that, okay? And when you talk about the burden after getting married, right? After getting married, I would agree that it is statistically also a big problem, challenge. Why? Because at the same time where you and I were going to school, college, and our parents were, mother specifically, were teaching us how to cook.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy was still told कि पैसे कमाओ, कोई आके करेगा और उसकी मम्मी अभी भी वही कर रही है and तुम स्कूल जाओ, तुम पढ़ाई करो, तुम्हें पैसे कमाने. So we have a lot of men with a provider mindset and a lot of women rejecting that mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Now what we are expecting, coming back to emotional intimacy, okay? We are expecting, why is he not emotionally intimate with me? He does not know that, madam. This emotional availability is such a buzzword out there everywhere. Who is emotionally? Men and women both are emotionally unavailable at some point. Why? I'll tell you. Because emotion is a feminine concept. Okay, and as a society, when we are chasing productivity, targets, balance sheets, profits, validation, and numbers, we have given up on looking at our emotions, right?
Yeah.
No, how many times would have happened that you find a good promotion or you get a good grade in your exam and you're like, okay, next, what's next?
Yeah.
Right? We don't stop there to celebrate. The same thing happens, and more so with a guy. In your childhood, okay, if you have a guy around, if you have brother around, you would have seen the moment he starts to cry or he starts to throw a tantrum, the parent would be like, "Ladki ke jaise kyun ro raha hai?" Right? And then the same phenomenon was taught to girls also, that you're not allowed to cry. Crying is weakness.
Yeah.
Right? As a society, we suppressed emotions and said, okay, where is emotional availability now? Where will it be? It's all inside of us.
No, I agree, but I think it's also a lot of conditioning to do
Yeah.
with it. It will take time, of course, कि हम वो सारी conditioning to do away with that conditioning. But again, one of the most I think viral moments, or one of the things that stuck about Mansi, was one thing that you said, that date that boring guy. I want to know what did you mean, or what do you mean when you say date that boring guy?
So I often see that when women go out on dates, they are chasing and looking for a spark. Where is that spark? Where is that special feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. But the data said, and this is what I have also researched on, is only 11% people who feel that spark, love at first sight, are successful in their marriage. Okay. So spark is not the most important thing to look out for.
Okay.
Right? What is important is, okay, I felt good with this person, I felt calm with this person, because most of us reject the idea, it was just boring. Why? Because we are so used to the lows and highs of a toxic relationship, a relationship where we have to keep chasing unavailable men. We're so used to it that when a good guy actually shows up and says, hey, I like you, I want to get married to you, like, no, this is too good to be true, I'm running away.
True, that does happen, I'm sure, to a lot of people. So date that boring guy
So
is the key. Yeah.
so what I meant to say is that don't date that guy who is going to send you good morning text every morning, and then, because this is a lot of confusion that I see in women, that Mansi, he sends me good morning every day, so now is he consistent? Is he a good guy? And I'm like, no, like someone has to do more than that. But the idea is, don't look for a guy only because there is a physical attraction or there is spark in the relationship, or when you meet first time there are butterflies. I'm saying that go away from that phenomenon of chasing butterflies in your stomach or your heart racing, and start to look for someone stable. Like, okay, like when I met my husband for the first time, I'm like, okay, I think like he wants to meet me again. I think it wouldn't be so bad to like meet him again. Like that's where I was.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, मतलब इतना बुरा तो नहीं था, एक बार और chance दे सकती हूँ.
दे सकती.
But most women would be like, okay, like, there was, I don't know, like, I feel that right now, texting has become so prevalent that even before going out on a physical date, I'm going to wait that, oh, is there real connection? But Mansi, ऐसा connection ही नहीं है तो मिलके क्या फायदा है? अरे?
Yeah. But define connection for me, like, because मेरे जैसे बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जिनको connection is like a fleeting connect that you, or a vibe आजकल बोलते हैं vibe नहीं match हो रही है या whatever, right? How do you identify, is this a real connection or not?
So it's an attraction what you feel. The initial, I have had such moments when I would look at a guy and he's passing by, okay? And I'm like, I think like, there's something here. And attraction is a very natural phenomenon. Your mind, your body, it does it naturally. You don't have to work for it. It's a first clap, one of my mentors says, okay? It's a first clap in nature. You get attracted to this person. Now, that itself does not make him a good partner. Okay? So that's where you start to evaluate and choose. Okay? So I say that, okay, attraction happens naturally, but choice is in your power.
True.
Right?
True.
I can discern, I can have the skill of discernment that, okay, he does these things for me, he does not do these things for me. But what we look for is, oh, I felt that spark with this person, I felt this initial connect with this person, now I have to make it work out. That's where everything starts to go down the drain.
Yeah, that's where people start to neglect the red flags.
Yeah.
Or So now coming to that, I want to know कि एक relationship में आज के टाइम पे, क्योंकि red flag green flag इतना मतलब इतनी easily और इतनी fleetingly हम बोल देते हैं आजकल, मतलब everything is a red flag or a green flag. Beige flag भी है by the way, white flag भी है, there are too many flags right now. But I want to know एक relationship में या before considering marriage, how do you help women who come to you identify red flag in a person?
हाँ,
या फिर आपके हिसाब से ये 3 या 4 चीजें तो मतलब कोई भी रिलेशनशिप हो, चाहे कोई भी हिस्ट्री हो उस रिलेशनशिप की, आर अ डेफिनेट रेड फ्लैग?
see, one of the things I would say is I sit with them and I start to do a relationship audit.
ओके,
Okay?
रिलेशनशिप का भी ऑडिट होता है?
Yeah.
वाओ.
Like, because there's a pattern to everything. Okay? So, coming back to red flags is, have you been chasing only looks of a person? Have you been, going for a person who is only intellectually matching with you? Okay? Are you chasing sparks in that person? How do you observe how you feel around that person, or do you not observe how you feel around that person? I like to keep it simple, because although I speak about, oh, this is red flag and green flag, because it's easier, but I don't believe that it's just an umbrella where you can put everyone, because it's not black and white.
Yeah,
It's gray.
true.
Right? It's grey. And when it's grey, you cannot say कि अच्छा ये पक्का तो नहीं है. But अगर तुम्हें कोई disrespect कर रहा है, so that's why I keep that कि यार, how do you feel? Do you feel calm, stable, respected, valued? Good, go for it. Don't
Yeah.
lose that connection. But if you feel disrespected, if you feel anxious, if you feel there is too much back and forth going on and not leading somewhere, step out of that equation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't keep loitering around it, hoping for it to work out. Don't live in that fantasy of, oh, he's so good on paper. Now let me see how I can make him emotionally available for me.
Yeah, true. True. I hope there are coaches like this for men as well, because it would really help if all of us are on the same page.
Actually,
about
on that
things.
note, I have received too many requests from men in my inbox. Why don't you teach us?
Yeah, I think now you should really shift focus to men, because more than women, men need it more, I feel. Because I feel like you said कि बचपन से ही emotional wavelength को suppress करने के लिए कहा गया है, तो by the time they come to a age where now women demand in a way कि वो emotionally available रहे, उनको पता ही नहीं है कैसे होना है.
हाँ, but at the same time, that same emotional capacity is also ruined for women.
Yeah.
Where a woman is told, oh, so I had this client who kind of feels that, her emotions are weaknesses. Okay. So she feels that she has to do the hard thing. Like, so harsh on themselves, because all of these women are very high achieving who come to me. They are all like coming from big institutes, working with big MNCs. And when they come to me, they have gone through so much of hardships in their life, right? So they think that, okay, this is the only way. Hard is the only way. I don't want to come across as weak.
Yeah.
So I believe that instead of dodging the bullet on, oh, he should know how to show up, let's us as women start embracing our femininity, our emotions, and then help them by creating a non-judgmental space for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct when you say that, but also I feel that society also needs to help women achieve that, because the society is constantly telling you that if you don't work 2 times harder than men in workspace, in any space, you won't achieve what you really want to.
Yeah. And I think that we should, I don't know, it can be controversial, but I personally opted out of that race. And I believe that we need to, as women, opt out of the race, because we are not competing with men. When we take a position of competition with men, men will not see us as this soft woman that he has to protect. He will see us as a buddy, okay, who is challenging her. So as women, we are also bringing out that very testosterone-driven side of men, even in relationships. Like, I can't comment on the workspaces as much, but in relationships also, we're like, okay, I earn this much. What are you earning? I do this. What are you doing? Right? And it's not about that.
Do you think it also comes from a space, because I completely get what you're saying, I slightly disagree, because I feel I can put myself in that position as well. But do you think this is also because we have all seen how our mothers were treated at home because she couldn't speak up?
Definitely.
तो ऐसा होता है कि we don't want to be her.
Yeah.
Do you think it comes?
Yeah, of course. I had a post on my Instagram which a lot of women resonated with, and I had just typed it out of my heart, and it was talking about how my father was so emotionally unavailable to my mom, to us, right? He was doing all the things right. He was providing for us. He was giving us, like, you know, that support, shelter which he did not get, but at the same time, he was not there for us emotionally. Like, I would not have sat with my father and told him that, hey, I'm dating this guy and it's not working out, so what should I do? In fact, I was afraid of bringing that up to anyone, right? So yeah, it really worked out because I saw my mother suffer, and I became like, oh, I have to be. And a lot of us are coming from that space where I don't want to be my mother. A lot of us have been trained, like, you know, my parents trained me and told me all the while that पढ़ाई नहीं करोगी ना तो हमारे जैसी हालत होगी, पढ़ाई नहीं करोगी ना
तो
तो ये
बचपन में
हो जाएगा,
हर किसी ने सुना है at some
so
point,
of course we are all trained in that manner.
Yeah, true. I agree. So again, now coming back to relationships, I think एक और चीज़ जो मैं बहुत common देखती हूँ हर किसी में, कि एक बार एक stable relationship हो जाता है, 3-4 साल हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद वो boring लगने लग जाता है for some reason, because like you said, spark routine बन जाता है एक तरीके से. And people today are chasing spark. They are chasing the next big thing. How do you advise people to not fall prey to that thing?
When we are in a long-term relationship, things become predictable. When things become predictable, our brain stops giving out dopamine off. Why? Because he's showing up every day. He's taking the dog out to walk. He is taking the garbage out. He is buying the groceries, and it's so predictable, no? झगड़ा किस पे करूँ मैं?
झगड़ा किस पे कर? सही बात है. हाँ, true.
ये तो सब कर रहा है यार, अब मुझे कुछ और ढूंढना पड़ेगा. So I would say that at that point of time, try to build intentional points of connect. Like, you know, people are traveling so openly these days.
Yeah.
Travel helps you connect with each other. Do some activities that bring you closer. And the most important, which has worked for me, is having authentic, vulnerable conversations with your partner, so that you're not externally looking for a dopamine rush all the time.
Yeah.
Also, on a side note, I would highly recommend everyone to start meditating so that we can be more centered and more grounded and observe and witness that यार मैं drama कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे. Okay. So sometimes we do that drama in our marriage, in our relationship, and I'm like, okay, I am doing this drama. Because when we stop doing the drama, we can communicate and things can happen smoothly.
Well, I think a lot of people will agree to that as well. But it of course goes both ways, because even men have the same things. I think they are not told how to communicate. They also wait to be told, to be communicated with, and women don't know how. It's a complicated. But tell me something, because आजकल ये भी हो गया है कि when people are going on dates, or they're considering someone for a potential partnership when it comes to marriage, because you know there are so many people out there. How do you know that this is the one person, that okay, this is the person? Because you always want someone better, and there are too many options. क्योंकि ये मैं बहुत देखती हूँ कि अरे ये सब अच्छा लग रहा है, लेकिन what if I get someone better? इस चक्कर में यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. How do you deal with that?
So how I personally dealt with it and how I guide my clients to deal with it. When I had to get married, okay, I'm like, okay, there are too many options flowing in, okay, and sometimes I noticed myself going on the dating apps only to seek validation. Like, you know, when I update my photos, there are like these so many guys who will come up, hey cutie, hey sweetie, hey, you have good eyes and good hair and all of that, and it felt good temporarily, but it didn't sustain, right? So I'm like, okay, how to get out of this trap?
Yeah.
Right. And I asked myself, okay, Mansi, if you want to get married, say in the next 1 year, what would you choose? Okay, I would choose to go out of that app. Right? So meeting people in real life will help me understand, because there is always going to be someone better. True. And that's what I told myself, that there is always someone who is better if I wait more. But do you wait for a better job, or do you start a job and then get better on the way? Right? People don't understand this, or maybe they do, but they like take a step back, that right now who is willing and choosing me is a good option. There's always, in comparison, there is always something, someone better.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're chasing that better, then you cannot build with someone. So rather than going wider, go deeper with people.
That's a pretty good advice actually. But again मुझे जानना है इस चीज़ में when women come to you, ऐसी कौन सी एक या दो चीज़ है जो कम्युनिकेट करने में उनको बहुत तकलीफ होती है कोई भी रिलेशनशिप में?
Yeah. I think so most women come to me are not in a relationship. They are going on dates with people. Right?
Yeah, like but वो एक चीज़
And yeah, primarily is that I am looking for marriage. Is something which no one wants to talk about.
Yeah.
But they are.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm looking for a long-term relationship, and people want to be in the blanket of casual and then hope for it to go to a long-term and marriage. So it's like, Mansi, I'll see where it goes. But how can I just tell him that, you know, I want to get married? I'm like, but is that what you want to do? And she's like, yeah, but then how can I say it?
Yeah.
No, say it. Very important to
Sometimes
be
it's important to say it,
upfront and just say it out loud that this is where I am in my life and this is what I'm looking for. If you don't fit the bill, I am happy to move on, and it was lovely meeting you, rather than waiting for like 3 dates, 4 dates, 5 dates. Right, you know, because there are all the types of people everywhere. There are people looking for casual on matrimonial apps. There are people looking for marriage on dating apps.
True.
Right? So all of this digital world is just going to amplify our energy. It's neutral. It's a platform. Right?
I was just going to ask you, what is your take on dating apps? Because एक तो इतने सारे हैं
Yeah.
कि आप and every app is offering something.
Yeah.
You know, but फिर भी सोचो इतना होने के बावजूद relationships, dating life, everything in today's generation especially is a blur. Like people don't know what is happening. इतना सब होने के बावजूद. So I want to know from you, what is your take on dating apps?
Again, as I said, dating apps in themselves are very neutral. Okay, it's a platform. Like, for example, it just gives us an ease and convenience, how Zomato has done or how Swiggy has done, right? Now, how we are using it is going to amplify our energy into it, right? So, are you going to use dating apps just as a marketplace, just as a shopping place? Like, you know, let me go out there, let me check out something and let me just go back. So a lot of people do that, you know. I'm going to download a dating app. I'm going to swipe for some time. Oh, there's no one good out there. Delete the dating app, cry for a while. Nothing's working out for me. No, sweetheart, it's not that nothing's working out for you. It's just that you're not being intentional about it, right? So you have to be very intentional about it. If like, you know, you have, say, channels like your community groups or, say, your parents or something like that to bring you, or referrals of friends, please be open to those channels as well. Right? Be open to those channels. But with time, those channels have reduced giving us the kind of people that we connect with. So now we go on dating apps. But don't use dating apps as a way to delay the process or a way to just self-validate yourself and move out, or just delay commitment. For that matter. So it's more about our energy rather than the apps themselves. But of course, like, you know, the more choices I have, there's a paradox of choice where I have to keep waiting, I have to keep swiping, there's someone else better than this, and it's easier, so we don't go deeper.
Yeah. Which also brings me to this कि there's also a debate. I think slowly एक pattern मैं observe कर रही हूँ, शायद गलत भी हो सकता है, where people are now opting for arranged marriages again, like intentionally. It's no longer like कि कोई और रास्ता नहीं है इसलिए arranged marriage. It's more intentional now. This entire thing, how do you see that? Like, what do you prefer, or how do you guide people who want to perhaps fall in love, but since that has not happened and it can't be forced, they are also opting for arranged marriages? वो mentality या perspective को कैसे deal करते हैं?
Again, in the context of, you have to see arranged marriage, because a lot of women come to me and they say, Mansi, I don't want to get into arranged marriage. And I share a lot of questions and stuff around arranged marriages on my platform. But if you ask me personally, I would say that there is no longer a concept of that typical arranged marriage, where you are, arranged marriage का word का मतलब क्या है कि आपको आपके मम्मी पापा ने बोला इससे शादी करनी है और आप कर लो. No
Correct.
questions asked.
Correct.
That too used to be, and that used to be for convenience. Like, you know, it started from the kings and princes that you two states resources can combine. So it was transactional, right?
Yeah.
And love marriage in that phase was like chasing the spark. Like, I feel connect, like, you know.
More rebellion also.
It was more about rebellion. So if we see in the current context, no parents are going to tell you that you have to get married to this person. And even if they say, you're going to run away from the home and not be in that home, right? So that's not working anymore. What's working right now is aligned marriages, where you can actually see if this person aligns with your lifestyle, with your vision, with your goals, with who you are as a person, and then make an aligned choice, decision. Do I want to spend my life with this person? So when you say arranged marriage, I would just say that just because your parents are introducing you to a particular person itself does not make it arranged marriage. They are not forcing you. It's again a platform for you. It's a point of reference for you.
Yeah.
Go
You
and
meet, you
take-
check.
Yeah,
and-
you meet,
yeah.
you check. But what people want to avoid is, but then they'll keep asking me where it's going.
I mean, it's true. They do ask a lot.
And I think that pressure is somewhere, you know, important, because if you look at the Western dating culture, when that pressure does not exist, people delay it even more. There is no accountability that keeps you accountable.
बट उसपे भी कोई पैग होना चाहिए ना, कहीं पे तो
हाँ.
स्टॉप होना
See,
चाहिए.
I'll tell you something, that if I was not accountable by my parents, okay, I would not have been married. Because I was completely in this idea of, love is not happening for me. Relationships are all broken. It's all flawed. I want love in my life and I'm not getting it. So let me just find next one better and next one better. And then I had so much pressure from my parents
Yeah.
that you have to get married and what's happening. And that opened me up to seeking help. That, okay, I need to sort this out. There are questions. I need to get answers to it. So there was an accountability which came into picture, and I kept myself accountable to them. I'm like, okay, at some point I stopped rebelling and I'm like, okay, they're not completely wrong. Let me have a conversation with them. And that kind of improved our relationship with each other during that process.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend women that take that time not to go away from your parents, but actually connect with them, because they are also looking out for the best for you.
Yeah, you have to meet each other midway somewhere. Midpoint is what we are
Yeah.
looking at. What gave you hope when you were going through all of that? Because I think iske baad I will take some questions which are pertaining to like relationship fixes there. But before that, I want to know what gave you hope, or what gives women hope according to you today to pursue marriage? Because I know a lot of people today are wanting to do away with that idea. They're okay not being married as well.
See, Bhavna, it's as at a surface level, we'll all say it's okay, but data is not saying the same. I did a study in India which said that 93% women are looking for committed relationships.
Right.
Okay, so it's not true that we are okay doing away with it. I have women walking in every day to me telling me, Mansi, I want to get married. I want a partner. I want someone to connect with. Okay, so it's not true that we are okay without that.
Correct.
Okay, and if we are okay without that as a society, we need to give a hard look at it. Okay, because see, men and women need anchoring from each other. We may not need each other per se in the traditional roles and traditional gender terms, but we need each other to anchor each other.
Right.
Okay, otherwise it's going to be very disoriented. Like if you see other countries like Japan, where
The population rate is going.
population rate is going down, and at the same time no one is choosing marriage or choosing that companionship, and it just feeds into more loneliness. Right? So it's not true.
But then what do you say about these data? It's just for fun I'm asking, where data and research at least shows that single women or women who eventually become single are happier than when they are with men. There are too many research that I read keeps piling up on my...
It does. And I've also read that research which says that women in marriages are like, not happy, and men who are married are more happy, right?
Yeah.
So it's because I'm telling you, men love women.
As long as they're serving them.
And not true. I think that women have a feminine essence, okay, which pulls in a man very easily. Okay, it's just that we are not very conscious about it.
Right.
Okay, and as women are stepping more into the doing role, okay, the over giving, over functioning in the relationships, they are becoming less and less happier. Right? But if I step out of that role of doing,
Yeah.
okay, and I allow him to take care of things, and I ask for help, and I receive that help, and I receive that appreciation, my life is going to be so much more simpler. You know, I've read this book from one of my mentors where she has written that if you look at technology, okay, most of the technological equipments are of use to women, but are created by men because they wanted to make women's life simpler. So men are the fixers, they are the doers, they love to do things, they love to find solutions. You give them the problem, no? Why are you trying to, and this happens, okay, this does not come out so openly, but inside the relationship a woman is trying to fix the man, fix the outcome, control things. All of this is a very masculine way of functioning in a equation which collapses polarity, dynamic between a man and a woman. So that's why we feel like, okay, I'm suffering because I'm doing too much. Stop doing.
That's why you are the coach, and I'm just asking you questions because it's a lot of complications and a lot of complicated emotions, I think, which you help women sort of unfold layer by layer. So now I'm going to go to a quick segment, which is like practical advice segment or relationship fixes. So I have some ideal situations, and you could perhaps help us on how one can deal with this. So if a couple feels stuck or unhappy, where should they begin fixing things?
This often happens after 1 to 2 years of spending time in a relationship, in a marriage, commitment, where you start to feel that, okay, I am unhappy with this person. Why? Because the initial honeymoon phase has already passed on.
Correct.
Now there is nothing new that you're looking forward to. You are just building and life is monotonous. First is to start looking at, okay, what have I not said to this person which I am holding on inside?
Okay.
Okay, that's where resentment is, and men and women both carry resentment.
Correct.
Okay, because in order to look good to the other person, to be pleasing to the other person, we don't say a lot of things, we go away with it, and then we keep it inside our heart. So start at that place where, okay, what have I not shared with you? Okay, start with simple moments like going out for a walk. Very simple things, does not require more planning, but more intention. Okay, start taking responsibility of your role into it rather than saying that, oh, he needs to be okay and I am all good.
Yeah.
उसको ठीक करने की जरूरत है, या लड़का बोलेगा इसको ठीक करने की जरूरत है, इसको लेके जाओ कोई थेरेपी में. Stop blaming, start taking more accountability and responsibility, start speaking to each other what hurts.
Yeah. I think that is where it all begins. But then when should someone try harder in a relationship, and when is it okay to walk away, according to you?
This is a very crucial decision to make in a relationship, okay? Because I have helped women move out of their relationships as well. When it becomes कि यार मानसी मैंने सब कुछ ही कर लिया इसके साथ में, but he is not willing to walk towards me. You know, there are a lot of times where men know their issues. They know I have these issues, they know I have these problems, but then at the same time they're like, no, I don't have the courage to work through it. Right? So then you cannot ताली एक हाथ से नहीं बचती है ना? तो जब तक आपको लग रहा है कि यार I'm the only one putting in more effort in this relationship and this person is not walking towards me at all, you need to call it quits. But also I understand that if women come in the repair mode, no, not trying to fix but repair themselves, then 90% of the marriages can be saved. They don't have to go through a divorce per se.
You think that the woman needs to fix or repair her?
Like she needs to gain back her power rather than saying that, okay, I need to fix him. Because most of the time that women are unhappy in a relationship is because she's trying to fix the other person. And she's trying to control कि ये मुझे अच्छा, you know, अभी सुबह ये आया है. So I was working with a married woman and then she had all of these complaints like, you know, he does not do this and he does not do that and he does not look at me and he does not smile at me and he's just complaining all the time and he's not taking charge of his work and this and that. And I'm like, why are you so focused on what is he doing and what is he not doing and how is he treating you and not treating you? Take back your power, wear your nice little black dress, go out, party with your friends, and if he is angry about it, let him be angry about it.
But can I ask you something? Then in that relationship, what's the point of having a husband if he is not able to make the woman feel secure, because that's also one of the needs why you are in that relationship. Otherwise validation के लिए तो friends भी है, वो भी आपको देख के बोल सकते हैं, and in fact वो तो बोलते ही हैं, right? If you are anyway doing any taking back the power, yes, I completely believe in it. But I'm saying, for example, कि वो मेरे तरफ देख भी नहीं रहा है, या वो मेरा ये काम नहीं कर रहा है, या फिर he's not appreciating me enough. Are those too big a ask? I'm just asking.
It's not too big a ask if it is coming from a place of security yourself. So when you say, why do I need him when he's not even making me feel secure? This is the precise mentality of women that I'm talking about, where we feel that, okay, वो कोई object नहीं है जिसका कुछ काम है, right? You both are coming together to build a relationship which is your biosphere, it's like a child, right? जो तुम दोनों ने बनाया हुआ है, and both of you need to take responsibility to show up in it. Okay? If he is not taking the responsibility to show up in it fully, for a little while you can give that space, because sometimes what I see is that men and women are in a ball of energy. Okay?
Correct. Okay.
So if I'm constantly like, मैं क्या करूँ, it suffocates the other person. For a little while, loosen up. Take a step back and then observe what he's doing without constantly wanting him to do something for you.
Okay, that makes sense. One relationship myth you want people to stop believing.
Relationship myth is that it needs to start with, as I said, in chemistry. Right? We don't need intensity, we don't need chemistry, we don't need sparks, we need willingness, we need choice.
One green flag people underestimate in a person.
I think that is emotional stability. Like when you feel stable and calm with a person, and you come back and say, ठीक ही है, but he's not so educated, but he's not earning as much as me or more than me. So that we have to get away with and say that, okay, like, and so many people would feel like, okay, she's talking about a nice guy. Like, who wants a nice guy? I want the best one. I am the best. I am so perfect. So I'm not like mocking women, but I know it sounds funny, but that's how it goes on in their mind. And that's how it's continuously a rut. And I wanted to call that out, right? That see yourself, like, if you are, if someone is being kind to you, if someone is being nice to you, generous to you, okay, accept it. You can still choose to not build a relationship with that person if it doesn't suit you in other aspects, okay, but don't ignore that aspect.
Absolutely. One last two questions. One red flag that you see in a person way too often
is not prioritizing someone. Like, if say my client is talking to this guy and he's constantly busy, not seeing him in real life, weeks and weeks of texting, okay, but don't know where he is, where he stays, when do I see him, making plans, right? All of that is a red flag, because people are trying to figure it out on text, and women feel that if I text more, he will be more connected to me. No. Texting does not make a man connected to you. When he sees you in real life, when he sees your energy, when he feels you, when he experiences you, that's when he feels like, okay, she is something, I want to be with her.
Meeting is the key then. Don't delay it. Just meet the person.
And if the guy is delaying, that's what I'm saying. The red flag is that if a guy is delaying, not initiating you to meet, even if you ask, he's like, no, I'm busy and all of that. Red flag, move on.
Yeah. Go to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, if you had one honest piece of advice to this generation when it comes to love and relationship, what would it be? Just one.
Have the courage to be vulnerable. It is risky, but it's very rewarding.
Absolutely. I think noted on that. But thank you so much, Mansi. I think I had so much fun talking to you to try and understand perspective.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe I did not agree to everything because I also come with a very different point of view, but I think I understood what you're trying to say, and I'm guessing that is exactly how you help other women also come to a decision.
Yeah.
So good work with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was lovely talking to you. I saw how everything came from heart.
Like I said, it is something which everyone will relate to, including me, obviously, because I think relationship, dating, marriage is something that every person today at least has some say in it. some view in it, and I think
I hope that more and more women and men as a society, we start to understand that there are love skills that we need to develop. Okay, love is not just destiny or luck that it will happen on its own. So we keep waiting for that organic love to
Correct,
happen.
yeah.
But it's a skill which we can develop.
love skill. Wow, I never thought of it like that. Maybe everyone in today's time needs that. They need love skill.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, really.
Yeah,
It really
thank
helped
you.
us get an insight into this entire world, which is so complicated otherwise. Thank you for all your inputs. And if everyone watching this, if you found it relatable, insightful, and if you have any more questions, please drop in comments under the video, and we'll try and get it answered by Mansi sometime again, because I'm sure this is a never-ending subject. But this is Bhavna signing off. And if you liked the episode, please watch, subscribe to Fit Tak, and we'll be back next week with another episode. Thank you so much.
वेट लाइफस्टाइल के लिए 10 अलग पेजेस क्यों फॉलो करना? हेल्थ, फिटनेस, योगा, मेंटल वेलनेस, सब कुछ एक ही जगह, फिट तक। सिंपल टिप्स, एक्सपर्ट इनसाइट्स, रियल कॉन्वर्सेशंस। लाइफ अपग्रेड करो इजी वे। वॉच ओनली ऑन फिट तक यूट्यूब।